VSS has updated the Vendware browser driver activity report to assist in understanding the difference between forecasted fill quantities versus actual fill quantities. Vending machines come with many complexities, one being the forecast of stock required to replenish a machine. Stock required at the time of dispatch can be different to the current status of units required displayed in the handheld, yet the machine can have a different number again. There are a few things that influence this discrepancy. Basically, there are two types of forecasting, depending on the equipment being either online or offline. It is important to understand this, as the objective is to ensure the contractor has enough stock to fill the equipment to capacity. Offline is based on historical fill data to derive an average sales per day for each product. Imagine an offline machine that hasn't been filled in 4 weeks. The forecast will use the historical daily sales number calculated a month earlier, and that is based on 2 fills prior to that. And that number is used to forecast the stock requirements now. You'd be very lucky to have a consistent product buying patterns to get an accurate forecast, meaning offline machine forecast is 100% prediction based on previous fills. The majority of vending equipment is online, and these machines provide daily sales information which brings a variety of benefits, one of which includes knowing what the machine has actually sold each day. This enables the system to look at the last 3 weekdays of data to build a weekday average rate of sale. For example, the last 3 Mondays the machine vended 5 products per Monday, but Thursday it vended an average of 12. This outlet sales profiling becomes useful when forecasting the stock requirements. This means that online machines forecast is predominantly actual sales with a little prediction. Why little prediction, you may ask? Take, for example, a machine dispatched on a Wednesday for a Thursday fill. To create a stock order to replenish, the system adds the previous actual sales up to the night before, which was Tuesday night. This means Wednesday and Thursday require a prediction to be added to the order. That prediction utilizes the daily average vends per day by product. Since the system does not know when the contractor will fill the machine during the day, the system predicts the units to be sold up to 2 p.m. state local time. So if a contractor starts early and finishes early, let's say from 4 a.m. to 2 p.m., then ideally every visit the forecast should be greater than the physical units required. Likewise, any visits after 2 p.m. potentially will require more units than the forecast. The greater the prediction time is, then potentially a bigger percentage variance between forecast to actual units required. This is most evident with contractors having multi-day tours or Friday dispatching for Monday filling, as the prediction may cover 3 or 4 days. Another impact on predictions are the equipment issues, such as out of stocks, out of change, product jams, power being off, amongst other things that will influence a change in the consumer buying patterns, affecting the variance to prediction calculations. Finally, poor HHT data entry and or inaccurate inventory management. This is a big bucket capturing general process gaps from non-compliance, which can generate negative sales, over or understating actual sales, or capturing inaccurate machine inventory levels. This leads to a raft of on-flowing negative consequences, one being the ability to accurately forecast. So let's cut to the chase. Vendware has updated an existing report to assist managers understanding as to why machine predictions vary from actual units required. The driver activity report displays the list of outlets filled by the driver. Also displays the time the VOU button was pressed, settlement date, and fill quantity. This is what was actually filled. And there's the dispatch units and the date the call was dispatched for. So what has changed? VSS have been able to populate the comment section with additional information to help understand the variance a little better. It now displays visit type, so whether it was a fill, open, close, or a no fill. Inventory managed, if the machine was inventory managed, the additional units required to fill the machine. HHT itinerary, what the current HHT status of predicted units required. Metered sales, machine vend counter in units. Average daily sales, or ADS, is in units. The variance is the dispatch singles minus the settlement fill quantity minus the inventory managed units. Using the first example, before it appeared as if 10 extra units were predicted than actually required. 144 predicted, less the 131 filled. With the additional information that the machine was inventory managed by 19 units changes this view to the prediction being short by 9 units. This next example shows a prediction of 129, however the contractor only filled 123. This appears that the prediction was over by 6 units, but when you take the inventory managed 6 units into account, the net variance between the predicted and actual was 0. I hope this movie was informative in how predictions work and their many influences that can impact the forecast. Also, the slight change in Vendware browser driver activity report will hopefully assist further in identifying root cause to prediction inaccuracies.